What is up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my own new review of Married to Medicine. So it starts off how everybody is doing their daily routine. Contessa lying to her trainer that she did not overindulge in Vegas, but she did. Anila and Kieran. So right now she's telling them about the weekend. She was drunk the entire time. Then she mentions how Toya embarrassed Eugene talking about his package. It might have been small, and then if they did a husband swap, she would pick Anila's husband. He said, "What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas." I'm not getting into that. So then they also discuss rules that he wants her parents to follow because they will be moving in temporarily while they find another nanny. Okay. Toya. Toya is in the kitchen with her boys. Her boys are helping around with the kitchen. I love that her boys are chopping the vegetables because in this time and age, everybody needs to know how to cook, clean, and take care of themselves. Ain't no man ain't supposed to be in the kitchen. Only women. Ain't none of that shit. My son is growing up and he helps me out in the kitchen as well. Moving on. So while she was away in Vegas, her son spent the night at a friend's house for a birthday, and he was accused of stealing a game card. Now, bringing Eugene in to have this conversation, so what happened? He was complimenting the boy's birthday gift, and apparently, after that, his game card went missing, and they accused him of it. And she received a text message about it and was like, first of all, I don't need to see this type of text message. Because if this was the way that I am right now, I would have been like, who are you texting? You're not texting me that my son stole nothing. You got proof? Did you check your boy's room? Did he misplace it? And that could have been it. So even though this could have been a misunderstanding, but you accused my son of doing something, my black son, and that's where it goes. You know what I'm saying? And I want to know, is the majority of the friend group white? Is there other ethnicities in this friend group? Is he the only black boy in this friend group? How many parents and how many kids are in Toya's neighborhood that she trusts her son to be around or trust the people around her son? You know what I'm saying? So they pretty much give him advice about who can he call a friend and how can he not put himself in situations like this. And Toya chimes in and say, you know what, you're right, because as an adult, I have to be careful of who I call a friend because my trust in a friend could put me in a dangerous situation that I never thought I could be in. Now, it didn't turn into a racial thing, but that's where it led to. When you accuse a black boy or black man of doing something, it leads to the misconception that he did something when you don't have proof. And I didn't like that. I said, is he the only black boy in this group? Because I don't like that because my mother will not tolerate that. I will not tolerate that. Because that's why growing up, I did not go to a lot of sleepovers. I was invited, but my mother never trusted nobody. Same thing she do with my sisters. She keeps her circle extremely small when it comes to trusting people with her children because people are cuckoo. People are crazy. Okay, I am the exact same way. Don't trust everybody around my children because I don't know what's going on in your brain. So that's why when you are meeting children's parents, you want to, reel them out. Are they normal? Do they have sense? Can I trust them? Because it's automatic that when they're around us, oh, you can definitely trust that we can treat your kids with care. But it's the opposite. You just never know if somebody's not going to think like you, if they can put the same type of care and courtesy to your children. You just never know. But after that, um, Eugene recognized the fact that Toy came back stressed after Vegas. Well, I think it's because of the text message that I got about my son being accused of stealing and kind of getting a little bit frustrated of how many hours Eugene is working and that she feels as though I decided to not work anymore because I did not want to miss my kids growing up. And I wanted you to take time for that as well because you're working 12-hour shifts and you're sleeping for 10. It's like you're not even here. Now, I know the way that it sounded, it was like, damn, Toya, can this man get anything right? You are just complaining about everything. But also in the mindset of the fact that in the beginning of the season, Eugene is pushing himself to work more hours to make up with the director Monday he doesn't make anymore. That's what he decided to do. He doesn't have to work like that. He can still make enough money to take care of the household and do all things and that and the third. And besides, Toya is helping out as well. So it's all about, you're here, but you're not here. You know what I'm saying? You're not seeing your kids grow. You're not seeing your child's interests. I want you to be around. Now, it may have looked like she was complaining about how he doesn't see his children often because he is working. But maybe the way it came off was a little bit like, damn, Toy, give the man a break or something. You're just not happy. And I don't like that because I'm thinking deeper than that. And we're going to find how deep that is the next episode. Heavenly. Heavenly goes into Dr. Jackie's office to see her test results. She is premenopausal, okay? Because you don't have the mood to have sex. You're very irritable, fatigue, lack of sleep, all this and that, right? And she said, welcome to the club, girl. You ain't got to worry about these problems no more. You ain't got to worry about cramps, menstrual cycles, tampons, panty liners, pads, eating chocolate when your stomach isn't right, going through those phases of where you want to eat and then you don't want to eat. You ain't got to worry about that no more. It's okay. And you ain't got to worry about being pregnant. You know what I'm saying? That part of your life, being a woman, is over. Okay? That is a blessing to reach that point, you know? Then Jackie has been talking about this old shot in the beginning, how this old shot makes your cat feel amazing. You know what I'm saying? And she wants to invite all the other girls to see if they're interested in doing it. Now, if you get this shot, you're going to be singing hallelujah. You're going to be a whole new woman. You're going to have a whole new attitude. Then Heavenly tells her that her mother's back in the hospital and that the doctor referred her to a hospice. Her mother is declining. She can't breathe on her own. She can't eat on her own. She's not getting better. And that is a terrible, terrible thing. And a terrible time that Heavenly was in that moment. I felt so bad for Heavenly. I couldn't do it. Not at all. Anila, this is the night of her parents coming to live with them and how the nanny situation will be, situated for a little bit, order their favorite food. This is a trial period, And considering the fact there's a trial period, I don't think Anila knows nor her parents know when they'll stay, how long they'll stay, and he don't want to know that. And her parents comes in full bags and all garment bags and everything, right? And that's what's terrifying to Kieran. He don't even know how long they're going to be staying there. So then he gives them a draft of the rules. One side was in English, the other side was in Hindi. And her mama said, first of all, rules were rules. These rules don't apply to us. And I'm like, I swear, you can't tell grandparents nothing. They have a card that can never be declined. Okay, grandparents get away with everything. Now, the rules that he had were very reasonable. Wash your hands after eating. Hello. When it comes to me disciplining my children, step back. Okay? Let me discipline my kids my way. I will take your suggestion. I will take your advice. Does not mean that I will apply it. But at least I heard your suggestion. Got it. And, the third one was, knock before entering. There was a time when she entered her bedroom and Kieran's in the shower. Did you not hear the knock? Do not come in. How hard is that to understand? And apparently, they ripped up the rules. They're not about to follow them. And they say, we're going to permanently live here. Who said anything about living here permanently? Anila, I'm not doing this with you. Her mother is very overbearing. And Anila definitely acts like a 5-year-old when she's around her. And I know that feeling. I do. But she can't do nothing. And I feel like she doesn't want to create boundaries with her mother or her father about, listen, y'all. Y'all only here for a little while to help us out with getting a nanny, okay? Y'all not paying for nothing. Y'all don't have to add on to anything. All y'all gotta do is just watch the kids for a little bit. That's it, okay? And please respect the house. Please respect our rules. Please, you know what I'm saying? That's it. Simone. Simone is having a couples dinner to talk about the book and also invite people who've had longer marriages. And it's Heavenly, Damon, Scott, and Contessa. Why didn't you invite Jackie and Curtis? They have about the same amount of years in marriage as you do. Why? Maybe was Jackie busy? I don't know. So, of course, when it comes down to marriages, Heavenly believes that she has the best marriage of all. You know what I'm saying? Like, get advice on the best marriage ever. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Contessa don't want to hear from Heavenly how you have the best marriage. And Contessa can't give nobody advice about how to have a best marriage either. So then they discuss Vegas and what might have happened. The men leave. They don't want to hear about that. And then they talk about, Cecil and Simone. How they've been butting heads on what to put in the book, how to write in the book, what suggestions. And when she was 21, she kind of wanted the challenge, you know what I'm saying? But then, of course, now being 50, She just wishes he can just shut up and let me do what I want to do. Sometimes I wish I married a yes man. They say, no, you wouldn't have. You would not have married somebody without a backbone, without somebody checking you, somebody challenging you. Almost everybody in the confessional. Contessa will run over a yes man. She will. Simone will run over a yes man. Heavenly, oh Lord, bleed them dry, okay? Heavenly said, once I put it in my mouth, I can get anything that I want. Damon said, don't say it like that, buddy. Don't do that. I'm just saying she asked me a question. But come on, Heavenly, you did. I really don't like the fact that you talk about how much you put Damon's penis in your mouth. I don't like that. And I don't think he likes it. I don't think he likes how vocal you are about pleasing your husband on camera. He likes that type of conversation to be private between you and him. Don't do that, please. So then they sit down and then they talk about relationship advice, right? But before they get into it, Cecil makes a joke of pulling out an NDA contract, which was shade towards Heavenly because she does talk about everybody in her YouTube channel, but it was just a joke. All good fun, right? So how did Simone and Cecil meet? He was her neighbor, you know what I'm saying? And it was how he carried himself, the confidence he had. It was someone that can grow together and reach a lot of goals with. The one goal that he wished they did achieve was having two girls, but ended up having two boys. And I'm like, hey, that's how God wanted to happen. You wanted two girls, you got two boys. Then we get to Contessa, how Contessa and Scott met up. And I thought that Contessa was testing Scott to see if he remembers when he met Contessa because either he talked about meeting her his last year residency or his fourth year residency. And she said, is that what it was? She said, you tell me. I was like, ugh, Contessa, you still mad about it, huh? But you're not going to take it out on him. You're going to point it directly to Heavenly. So he remembers now. It was his last year residency and her first year. And he was talking about getting his student loans paid off. And she said, I'm in the military. Everything's going to get paid off on my end. And about to reach 35 with no debt. That was great. I don't know, when it came down to Scott and Contessa talking about how they got together and how he mostly lit up when they both met each other when he was finishing med school. She was starting out, but she also had benefits from being in the military of having her debt paid off. It was like he only wanted to be with her because she was able to get her student loans off and possibly have his student loans off. Like he was looking for a beneficial contract of being with her. I mean, she's cute and all, but if I stay with her, that means I ain't gonna have no debt. Yay. So I'm like, was this a love match or was this a business? Was this a contractual agreement? I don't know. It didn't seem warming. It didn't seem like this was a match made in heaven. Not to me. Then Simone makes a statement that when marriage is good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. So Damon comes out and talks about the differences between men and women. You know what I'm saying? And he said, listen, I believe you guys can be very painful with your words. And that's why men can get along. You know what I'm saying? There's a line we try not to cross. And when it comes to women, there's no line. Now, Contessa felt as though she was getting the shade and not Heavenly. And she wanted to say, you talking to wife? You talking to your wife, not me? No, Contessa, he was talking to general terms. And practically all of y'all tend to cross lines. All of y'all don't have boundaries. All of y'all spray each other about your business. And Contessa said, listen, I can get in a wrestling match with you, but don't call me out my name and do not bring up my vulnerabilities. And I think that's what he was trying to say because he said, listen, this is why I don't tell a lot of stuff about my life. I don't do it. Because every time we link up, you are in the line to be in the punchline of a joke. And usually when that happens, Simone and Contessa look straight at Heavenly because he's practically talking about you, Heavenly. You know how sometimes when people do find comfortable to talk to you about their stuff, you throw it back in their face. It's like, can you keep something we say private? So you gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful what you're saying. You gotta be careful who you tell your business to. And it was projecting on Contessa's end because she did reveal things to Heavenly and she could not handle it when it was brought back to her. But you do have to be careful of what you tell your friends because you just never know. At some point, your friends will air out your business. You didn't even think they would do that to you. You gotta be careful. Hence why we never really know about Heavenly and Damon stuff because they keep their stuff private. But at the same time, the way that it does come out when it comes down to Heavenly spraying other people, it's like, damn, We can come back at you because we know how you will get. But you think it's fun for us, that you can spray us with our shit and we can't spray you about yours? Hence so why you gotta be careful of who you tell your business to. So Heavenly went at Contessa because, girl, you were the one who mentioned about your husband and didn't like the world coming back at you, okay? And I'm just like, damn, Heavenly, there you go. Heavenly said, don't speak negative about your husband, and if you don't want people to talk about it, don't bring it up. And Damon used this as the example because they're going back and forth, right? And it's just a freaking mess, you know what I'm saying? How Heavenly and Contessa are going back and forth. How you shut the fuck up, Heavenly. You shut the fuck up. Damn, girl, let the woman talk. Let the man talk. You can't respect the man, let him talk. God damn, you talk too fucking much. Nah, 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 nah. And he was telling Heavenly to stop, stop, stop. Okay, because when she said, if you don't want things said back to you, don't say this about it. And he was like, don't do that. So, listen, it hurts me that you and my wife are fighting like this. Okay? It hurts me because it's bullshit. Contessa said, it's not bullshit, it's real life. Well, Contessa, how real can it be? Okay, you expressed your concerns about your marriage on TV. You've expressed them to Heavenly. She spoke about them. Everybody spoke about them. And you decided to do a whole 360 change that you and Scott are now moving forward. Are you moving forward? Or are you just settling right now? Because I don't think you're happy. I don't. You know? And I don't know why Contessa made it seem as if he was coming at her as a doctor. Like he wasn't coming down on you. He was just telling you and Heavenly and the women that when you guys go below the belt, y'all go below the belt. And I did not like that at all. And he found it to be, sorry. Yeah, I already said that. Damon found it to be lack of respect of Heavenly not listening to him when he told Heavenly to stop. This is the perfect example I'm talking about. I told Heavenly to stop, and you kept going. She said, I did stop. No, you didn't. You kept going. And that's a lack of respect for me. I was like, oh, Heavenly, you in trouble with Daddy. Okay? I'm like he's telling Heavenly to not engage. And when she said, respect the man to listen, I felt like, okay, well, Heavenly, I don't think that Contessa was really being that rude, along with maybe her not accepting that she's also a part of the problem when it comes down to spraying about other people's business and being a part of other people's mess. But when Damon told you to be quiet, you kept talking. So, yeah, I didn't like the whole doctor stuff. I didn't like that. And he's done playing games and a lot of back and forth. Oh yeah, then that's when they got up because when it came down to contestant Heavenly saying, you shut the fuck up, you shut the fuck up, he gave a dab to Cecil and said, bro, thank you for having me. We are out, we were out, we're done. I appreciate that. I was like, Damon's left the building. He ain't got time for this. He don't. And Heavenly left with her husband as she should. But, she was like, but she was talking to you. He said, no, she wasn't. She was talking to you and I told you to stop, but you didn't listen. You didn't listen. And they went outside and he's pretty much telling her, listen, I'm telling you to chill. And you not listening to me. This don't need to be all this. I'm telling you to sit. I'm telling you to be quiet. I'm telling you to stop. And you don't listen. Don't do that. And Simone thought it was a good idea to bring these two ladies together because they faked made up in Vegas and thought they were on a good note. No, ma'am. Contessa's still holding a grudge, and that's where it's going to be. So Damon is tired of being in situations where his wife and his friends are arguing. And Helen said, you think it's my fault? No, but you can change your part. Meaning, you don't always have to engage. You don't always have to go for hurt. You don't always have to take a part in it. Sometimes just shut the fuck up. You know? And Cecil came outside and told Damon, cut his wife a little bit of slack. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot said on both parts, not just hers, on Contessa's as well. And on the ride home, he was mad. He said, let's not talk for a while. I need to calm down because he doesn't like being mad. Being mad is like hurting for days. And when you are upset, it does take you a while to get you to calm down. It does. I was like, this was an interesting scene. My mouth was like dropped. I was like, oh my God, this is happening. Shoot. Okay. Damn. Heavenly, you in trouble, girl. But we're gonna move on from there. Jackie is calling all the girls for her old shop party, which is like, the treatment for the pussy. And it's $2,500. But for her friends, she'll do it for free. $2,500? That's rent where I'm at. For real, for that? Wow. So it's the day of the party. Heavenly cannot make it because she's not feeling good over her mother. She signed the do not resuscitate sheet. And she's all over the place. I know her emotions are terrible for that. Oh, I know her pit was shaking when she had to sign that because that's her mother. But Jackie understood. All the girls arrived, and Anila brought her mother. And she did not tell her mother the purpose of this party, where she was going, because in her culture, they do not talk about sex. Anything sexual related is taboo. It's unspoken in their culture. When it came down to Anila getting her period, she was at cheer camp. And she was wearing white shorts when I found out. She did not know anything about it until she had to hear from other people. Her mother never prepared her for that. And I'm just like, wow. Okay. Oh, wow. Anila, first of all, excuse me, y'all. First of all, that's terrible. I hate the fact that sometimes certain cultures and certain traditions prevent their kids from learning about life. Like, why you always gotta hold things back from your children? If this is a part of what it means to grow up, what it means to experience new things, keep your kids informed with everything. I don't care if it's uncomfortable. I don't care if you find it, not really ready to talk about. Then bring somebody else in if they're not going to be sugarcoating it. You know what I'm saying? Read a book. You know what I'm saying? Show flashcards or something. Then we're getting to the steps of the V shot. Well, the V shot basically. They draw blood, and then they spin the blood, and they insert it back into the vagina and the clitoris. Now, Anila did get her blood drawn, but her mom was like, girl, is you going to take me home or is Toy going to take me home? Because you're not getting nothing done. Anila is being treated like a 5-year-old. As if she's not a grown woman of 2 children, a husband, and she can't do nothing for herself, for real? Listen, there are times where mothers can be overbearing and not realizing how it's making you feel. Like, I really cannot make a move without this woman telling me that I should make this move. And it's like, damn. For real? Because Anila doesn't want to hear her mother's mouth on the way there about why did you do that? You don't think this has side effects? That didn't make any sense? Girl, I'm getting irritated because I understand how that feels, but damn, Anila, ain't you about over 40 plus, like Toya said? You can't even get this done? This is like, I don't, okay, I can't. Simone was goofy as hell getting her shit done, okay? Now, she was the worst patient because she's a doctor, but now she has to be told by another doctor what to do. And numbing cream and ice to apply pressure. You hear her laughing and screams at the office. I'm like, y'all doing too much for me. And it was hilarious. Then Toya and Anila have a conversation about what happened at Contessa's party. No, at Simone's dinner. And that, Contessa and Heavenly got into it. So Toya said, I heard you and Heavenly got into it and you checked her and Damon. She said, no, I checked Heavenly, but Damon was cool. And it got left because of Heavenly. And here comes Quad. Oh my God, let me see if I can do this right without getting loud. And you know why I'm with left Contessa? Because her mother is dying right now. She's not going to last a week. I was like, Quad, the dramatics. Like, is you preparing for a soap opera scene? Like, what was this about? Like, the way that her hands were closed in and her mouth was like, ow, like, girl. Like, Quad is so dramatic at times. But hearing that, Contessa can definitely understand because when her mother was dying, and if she can feel anything that I felt when my mother was dying, I know she's at the lowest point of her life. So, Contessa lead a prayer for Heavenly. And it was nice. And Quad loved that. Even though you guys are still not really in a good place, you still felt it in your heart to let the prayer out for her because you know what it is to lose a parent. And you're not about to be petty and not give a damn about how she's feeling. So that was great of Contessa. Very big of Contessa to do. And Anila still can't get the V shot. She still can't get it. All the ladies got it except for Anila. And everybody was pretty much begging her mama, can she do it please? Can she do it please for Cameron, please? She said no, no. Then she makes a comment or she whispers in Jackie's ear and said, I'll come by later. Girl, you gotta sneak around for you to do stuff for your damn self? Your mama is really like over you like that? She's really still like a helicopter mom right now? I don't know how you gonna last with your mama helping you with your children, Anila. Like you are a grown ass woman, like I'm saying, like Toya said. Your mama's not letting her do anything of you being 45 plus. Girl, I'm 29 plus. My mother just said this the other day. My grandmother still tells her what to do. My mother tells me what to do. And I'm 29 years old and my mother is 50. We still get told what to do by our mothers. But my mama, I'm no, I'm done. No, no, no. I'm finna go to a whole different area. But Anila, girl, get you some boundaries with your mama, please. Anyway, y'all, that was pretty much the episode. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for the next video. I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.